a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You found the beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.
Hey guys, it's Bella, and today I'm here with another GFX video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a GFX or graphics in RobloxStudio on a computer or a laptop. And it doesn't matter, you can have PC or a MacBook. So you just need to have RobloxStudio installed. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this little vintage garden painting area with a girl and paintbrush and paints. So I just need to close out of this and open up. Or, you know, we can use the same one. So, I found this vintage garden by Jumper. So, we're going to go over here. You can, if you know the name of this, like vintage garden, and then you can just search it up in this place. You can search up vintage garden. But if you also want to see other models by this creator, you can search up their name over here with the three circles with lines or whatever you want to call them. So we search up Jumper, and they should come up over here, and then we apply, and it's right here. And even if you don't know the name, you can see that it's the third one for me at least, but they have a lot of other really nice models and people and pets, and yeah, so just make sure to check them out. So what we're going to do is use this vintage garden, and we're just gonna put it wherever we want. And you can take any person, so just search up like girl or boy, whatever person you want to use. So let's say we want to use this girl. So I actually have used her before back there. But yeah, and also if you want to use your own character, so let's just say that you don't want that and you want to use your own character. So you go up here to plugins at the top, and load character for me is already here. But if you don't have that, you have to download it. It's in plugins over here, and search up load character. So right now there are two of them. One is free and one is 35 Robux. So you can get either one you want. I'm pretty sure they both work. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. So we're just going to go over here to load character. And you can put in your username. So let's say I wanted to use Maddie's. Make sure to go sub to her YouTube channel and follow her on Instagram because she's amazing and she makes really good GFXs. So if you're using a rig, you want to spawn in R6, and if you're not, spawn in R15. So a rig is basically something you use in Blender. I'll show you guys a Blender version once I get better at it, and a rig is something that like spawns the model in Blender. So if you don't know what that is and you don't know what Blender is, that's fine, you don't have to worry about it. I'll show you guys another video in the future, but right now we're going to spawn R15 because we're not using a rig, because we're just using it in RobloxStudio. So let's spawn R15, preferably with the heads on top of their shoulders, if I can bring that down. So I'm just using Maddie's character because she's a really great YouTuber. She makes really nice GFXs, and make sure to go sub to her, follow her on every platform that she has. So if I can figure out how to get the head, okay, so she's down here. Go down to braids, all of this stuff. Make it, go to home, move up. Oh my goodness. Nope, don't want the person there. Hearts and roses, I think that's everything. And have to move the head as well. Where's the head? Okay, here we are. Just gonna move that up. Oh, she's like leaning forward. Okay, move that back. Say right about there. Oh, and also, I didn't tell you guys this before, but as you guys can see, I can move really quickly from just pressing WASD. But if you want to move slower like this, then press Shift and then press WASD. or W or A or S or D. So I just need to fix her hair. I like all of this stuff. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now if you don't want the name, if you don't want that name up here, you just go over here, click once, press space and return, and then it'll delete the name. So let's drag her over here. And we also want a paint and a paintbrush palette, or a paintbrush and paint palette. So we're gonna search up paintbrush, and the one that we will be using is these paintbrushes made by Star Model X. So since there's 3 of them and we only need 1, I'm going to delete 2 of them. So let's just drag them over here, drag them down a little bit. Oh, and also if you guys don't know how to use RobloxStudio, most of the things that you're going to be needing are up here: move, scale, and rotate. So move is basically these arrows that I'm using right now to drag them to different places. Of course, you can just like hold on to it and just move them yourself, but the arrows help make sure that it's more precise. And for scaling, you can make them bigger or smaller. And then rotating is what it sounds like. You basically just rotate them whichever way you want, back, forwards, you know, whichever way you want. So if we go up here to brushes and we click this arrow, you can see there's a fan brush, and that's the one we're going to be using. So we're going to delete this brush and concealer brush over here. And we're just going to leave that brush over here for now because we're going to get to that later. And now we're going to search a paint palette, if I can remember how to spell that. Okay, that's not how you spell it. I think it's one. Yes, there we go. Nope, that's not the one we wanted. Maybe it was like a different spelling. Oh gosh. That's not how you spell palette, but we're going to be using that one, I guess. So we'll drag this one out. You can choose whichever one you want. I personally think this one's the best because I can make it smaller, so I can make it fit into her hand, because the rest of these, I tried them all out, and these 2 aren't the types of palettes that I'm using, are the ones that I want them to look like, and the other 2 you can't shrink or make bigger, or maybe you can make them bigger. I only tried shrinking because it wasn't small enough to fit in the area. So this is the one we're going to be using. You can shrink it to any size you want. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm going to leave those 2 over here. And now for the canvas, you can just search up a blank canvas. There's probably one or another somewhere over here, but I personally think I'm not going to be using these because most of these have the stand as part of them, and I already have the stand over here in this vintage garden. So I'm just going to be searching up paint in. So most of these are already colored in, and I'm trying to find the one that I used previously. Maybe I just searched up paint. Well, the one that I used isn't currently here, because if you look over here, mine has like brownish things. So let's see, where did I find this? Painting. It's called painting, so let's see. It was blank. Maybe it was... I can't see who this one's made by, so that's a bit of an issue. Maybe if you just keep scrolling down, I'm sure it's here somewhere. But you can also just use any painting that's already been made, so I think we're going to do that for now. So let's go back over here. Let's use... I want it to be in a like a vertical painting, not a horizontal one, so that it can fit better. I guess we can just go with this one. I think that should be fine. It's a bit on the horizontal side, but we can just make it smaller, whatever. It doesn't really matter which painting you want, just as long as there is a painting there. So we're going to move that onto the canvas. I'm just going to move her over a little bit. I'm going to rotate it so we can fit it on the canvas. And the canvas is like a bit tilted, so let's move that as well. Alright, so let's bring your character over to the front. You can have it rotated whichever way you want. I'm just going to rotate a little bit so that's facing more towards us. And move it a little bit. And now, you can also take out any of the pieces that you want if the avatar or the character that you selected has some pieces that you don't want in there. But oh my gosh, it's a little hard to select her sometimes. So over here, I'm gonna take her right arm, her right upper arm. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing here is something that you normally do in Blender to change everything, because if you were using Blender, you just have all this stuff and then you would group them all together by selecting all of them like this and then pressing Command G, and to ungroup you press Command U. But we're not going to be using Blender because then you would export it, but we're not using that, so we're going to move it here. So I'm gonna oh my gosh, I lost her. Eek. Here she is. Where? Oh my gosh. My mouse is not cooperating. Okay, let's go down here. I think maybe we can take out... Yeah, we'll just use her avatar. So... Oh my gosh, why do I keep unclicking on that? So we're gonna go up to the upper arm, and I think I'm gonna have the palette in this hand like on the other one, all the way over here like that. But you guys can have it in either hand, it doesn't matter at all. Actually, you know, I might have the palette on this one because she's tilted a little bit. So we're just, you know what, I'm gonna move her over here so I can work without the painting in my view. So we're gonna go to upper arm, and I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the right arm first, and then you guys can practice on the left arm by yourself. So I'll just speed through the left arm, but on the right arm, I'll show you guys how to do it. So if you go up here to rotate, because we're gonna have her holding the brush in that hand against the painting. So obviously we're gonna change it a little bit once we get to the painting, but rotate it forward like this if that's what you're doing. And we're gonna drag it a little bit so that it's like still in the socket. And then you can like press shift and come in to make sure that it's how you want it to look. And you can always just like make it a little bit less. So let's change that a little bit. Okay, now, just make it a little bit farther down. And you can also use the red to bring it closer, like into her chest or out. But I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. So now let's go down to the lower arm. Oh, why is the leg selected? Okay, let's come back here. Oh my goodness. Lower arm. So I'm just gonna rotate it so that it's like, oh, that's not the way. Oh my goodness. What did I do? Oh, her arm's all the way out there. How convenient. Oh my goodness. Having some issues right now. Just move this back where they belong. Oh my. Okay. This is... Okay, we're getting here. Okay, here we are. And now we're just gonna rotate. You can select these two if you'd like. So let's say you're only on the right lower arm right now, so then you press shift and press right hand. But you can only do a few at a time, because if you wanted to also do the left hand, you would have to press shift, but everything else there would also be selected. So I think just doing these together is fine. So we'll just rotate this, change it to any direction if you want. And we're going to move this back to the other arm, or the upper half of the arm. And now we're just going to fit it in to make sure that it's in the socket of the, well, you guys know what I mean. Just going to put that in there and go around to make sure like nothing's sticking out. Just change it to however you want it to look. I personally think that's pretty good for 5 or so seconds. And it kind of looks like she's waving, but we'll get to that. So, alright, we're going to change the upper arm a little bit. We're going to rotate it more that way. Wait, that's not the way. Is it that way? I think that's correct. Yeah, alright. Now I just gotta move it a little bit. So GFXs always take a pretty long time, even if you're not using Blender. You just have to like arrange the limbs to however you want it. There we go. So I think that's significantly better, so we're going to be holding the brush there. Let's take the brush and group it with her now so we don't have to add it in later. Just going to rotate it just a little bit. Okay, let's have it like that. Let's put it into her hand. Or in her hand, her palm, whatever you want to call it. Oh gosh. Okay, move it a bit higher. Oh no. Okay. And here we go. I think that's pretty good. Move it a bit higher so it's not like in her skin. Okay, so if we unclick from that, I think that's pretty good. I might want to move it a little bit farther down or rotate it down so that it looks more realistic instead of just like floating on her hand. Nope, not that one. Maybe we'll have it holding the other way, or have her holding it the other way. It's piercing through her hand right now. Actually, no, we're gonna undo that. So we're gonna rotate a little farther down like that. And put it in her palm, make sure it's in there. Okay. So this is going to take a little bit of time to adjust all her limbs, put all the stuff that you want in there, but in the end it will be worth it. Okay, here we go. I think that looks pretty good. It's going to be up against the painting. I think that's pretty good. So now I'm going to hold the paintbrush and click on Maddie if I can hover over her, or just click on her. That's fine too. So this is her, I believe. Okay, yes. I'm gonna click on this and Shift, press the paintbrush, Command G, and now they're a group. So I'm also going to start working on the other hand to put the palette in, but you guys can, I'm going to speed through this part so you guys can do it on your own as well. So yeah. Alright guys, so I finished. The right arm was pretty easy because this part was just a little bit harder, or no, that's the right arm. So the left arm with the palette is a little bit easier for me. So I put the palette on, I grouped them all together, and I moved them back to the painting. So I think that it's looking pretty good. If you guys want to add any other touches, change the vintage guarding a little bit, because if you want, you can go over here, take some... see, it says, please read if you use Instagram, tag me on Instagram, and then there's what they want. So most people don't put that in there, but some people do, and that's really helpful because they're telling you that if you post a GFX with this room model, make sure to tag them so that you know their tag or their user. So you can change any of these that you want. You can like move them around, do whatever you want. And so that's the end of this video. This is my final product. It's kind of the same. If you wanted it, you can move the legs like I did on my other GFX. I made her so she was like kind of swinging her legs around, I guess you could say. So I moved her legs a little, not on this one. So you guys can change that if you want. It's the same thing. You just collect on your person, go to her, and change the legs. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you guys make GFXs, and as I get better with Blender, I'll teach you guys as well. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.